This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast, interviewing people from all walks of life, having fun, encouraging, uplifting conversations with great music as well. Kick back and relax. This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. This is our very first episode of 2024. We're season 3, and what a crazy fun ride 2023 was. And I hope we can continue this, sharing encouragement. And my goal is to encourage somebody somewhere out there. So, welcome. I have a bucket list of people I'd love to get on this year. A few are Mike Rowe, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bo Jackson. I know, dream big in podcasting or singing or whatever you're doing. Dream big. So I'm trying to dream big here this year. This year I'm trying to do something different and add some spotlights of previous podcast episodes I've had on. And today you'll hear a few minutes of Ken Davis, a Christian comedian who has a heart for people. He's made people laugh. He has an incredible story. The story he is sharing today is about how a teacher really encouraged him and inspired him. Hope you enjoy that. Today my guest is Francesca Tarantino, a 15-year-old singer-songwriter from Florida with an amazing voice, amazing passion for music. And I'm excited to have her on and share her story. Right after Ken's little message, I'm playing one of her song called Tragedy. And it's really fun hearing young musicians, who have learned different songs and genres, and her favorite group is Kiss, and she's 15. It's pretty cool. But I hope you enjoy this time we have together today. We've got some great music lined up, a fun interview. This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. And last question, really, before we dive into some great conversation: who inspired you to be who you are today?
It was an English teacher. I believe this. You probably saw this on the movie that was made. But I had used a pretty bad word to try and get my classmates to laugh, because then they wouldn't beat me up, and that kind of was where my self-worth was loaded. And she made me stay after school, and my parents had to come and get me. And back then, you need to know, Jody, that when your parents came, they didn't bring a lawyer. They brought weapons of mass destruction.
Belt sticks.
Yeah, 2x4s with barbed wire wrapped around it, stuff like that. They always took the teacher's side. And it would take them about 40 minutes to get to school, and then 40 minutes back. So while I was waiting, the teacher had to stay too, because she was going to lecture me and tell me what the penalty was. I pulled my desk up to hers. Frances Peterson was her name. And when she finished correcting papers, she said, "Your parents are going to be here in a little while. Look at me." She said, "Look at me." And I looked at her, and she said, "Kenneth Alpheus Davis, that's my full name." Never spoken like that unless absolute disaster follows.
Right.
And then she said, son, God has given you a gift, and you're using it to destroy my class. She said, that ends now. On Monday, we're going to sign you up to go out for speech. You're going to enter humorous interpretation, and you're going to go out for speech. And, of course, being a smart aleck kid, I said, I'm not going out for speech. My friends are wearing leather jackets that have hockey sticks and footballs and those emblems all over their jacket.
Yep.
I will not walk around this school with a set of lips flapping off of my jacket. And she said, oh, yes, you will, because the alternative is unthinkable. When my parents got there, this beautiful I mean, she was an older lady. When I say beautiful, her heart was just unbelievable. She said to my parents, I wanted you to be here. Kenneth is going out for speech, and I hope you'll support him in that. He has an unbelievable ability to communicate.
Wow.
And so she never disclosed what had gone on in class, and I never forgot it, and it was the beginning of a 50, 60-year career.
Wow. Were you in contact with her for a while? Is she still living, or?
Oh, no, she passed away. I had a chance to do a show in California where she lived, and I found out that she was in the audience. She had notified me somehow that she was going to be at that program, and I had a chance to bring her up on stage and give her a dozen roses.
Oh, wow.
And she died shortly after that. But we need to be encouraging people all the time. We have no idea the effect that a couple of great words like that can have on a life.
This is Tragedy by Francesca Tarantino.
Today's the same old day. Never thought it'd end this way. Can't find the words to say. Now this bond's been ripped away. Night falls, thought you'd stay. So confused and not okay. All I want is to see your face, see your face. It's a tragedy, this misery. You're not here with me. Feels like I wanna scream in this tragedy. No, it's not a dream. I have no more dreams. Think I'm gonna scream. It's a tragedy, this misery. You're not here with me. Now I close my eyes. The dark is no surprise. I'll sleep with my regret. The voices in my head. Too many things to say. I'm not yours anyway. Tonight my tears are taste as they roll down my face. It's a tragedy, this misery. You're not here with me. Feels like I wanna scream in this tragedy. No, it's not a dream. I have no more dreams. Think I'm gonna scream. It's a tragedy, this misery. You're not here with me. Feels like I wanna scream in this tragedy. No, it's not a dream. I have no more dreams. Think I'm gonna scream. It's a tragedy, this misery. You're not here with me. It's a tragedy. You're not here with me. Feels like I wanna scream. Tragedy, no, it's not a dream. I have no more dreams. Think I'm gonna scream. It's a tragedy, this misery. You're not here with me.
Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
Good. About yourself?
I'm awesome, thank you.
Welcome to Chit Chat, the encouraging one-on-one.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to have you on, and just kind of been following your music career. I mean, you were just going crazy, and we'll get into that today. Before we dive into some fun conversations, I like to ask some icebreaker questions. Are you ready?
Yes, on it.
If and when you have free time, what are a few of your hobbies that you love to do?
Well, I do really love nature, so whenever I can, I really love going on bike rides, going on walks. And it also helps me songwrite, believe it or not. I don't know why, it just kind of inspires me sometimes. I love watching movies, not scary ones though. I just cannot do anything scary. Um, um, Gosh, I don't really know anything else I do other than just sit and play my guitar, but that's kind of it, or sing or something.
Have you had a particular song yet that you kind of started with when you're out walking, or have you written a song yet from being out in nature?
Yeah, a few actually. Just I don't know why it inspires me so much, but not anything I've released yet. But there are a few songs that I've just been out and about, and for some reason, it just inspires me so much, and I can write a full song just because I'm outside.
Yeah, it's really nice when you kind of get away from the craziness. And I for a while there, I would walk my neighborhood different routes, and 2 or 3 miles a day, and it's kind of life's gotten too busy for me to walk, right, to get out and about. But yeah, it's always nice to get out, and especially if I'm water. I'm a big waterfall guy. I love waterfalls.
Oh yeah, they're cool.
Speaking of movies or TV shows, what are 5 movies or shows that you can binge watch anytime when you have free time? Obviously,
Oh, this is really hard. I do. I'm really obsessed with Stranger Things, I must say. I know a lot of kids my age are. And it's kind of basic, but I don't know why. I just think it's such a cool show. I love all of the Spider-Man movies, things like that. I also my favorite movie of all time is Avatar, and the ones with like the blue people and all that stuff. I
yep.
just think that one's really cool, so I always go and watch them. Gosh, what are some other ones I like? I'm trying to think. Nothing scary, like I said. That's really all I can think of.
What are your 3 favorite snacks?
Ooh, wow, this is really hard. Hmm.
A little bit.
I was not expecting a question like this. Wow. Now that you're actually asking, I've never thought about this. Hmm.
Mm,
Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I really like pickles for some reason. Just like
okay.
opening my fridge and getting a nice pickle is always so refreshing.
What kind of
Um,
pickle?
like the normal, just like classic dill ones, the smaller ones.
If you want to say sweet pickles, I might have to hang up because pickles are gross.
I'm trying to think of what else. God, I can't think of any more snacks, but I really love apple juice. For some reason, it's such a kid's drink, but it's also good for the vocals, so whatever. But I always have a ton of apple juice at home, and whenever I'm thirsty, that's like the first thing I grab.
Well, this episode will be airing the very first Wednesday of 2024. I got a little bit of time to add some music to it and whatnot. And did you know on January 2nd is Buffet Day?
Wow.
January 16th is Nothing Day. And January 27th is Chocolate Cake Day. If you could create a weird calendar day, what day would you create?
Hmm. You know what? I gotta think about this. I would make something maybe like National Candle Day. Because
Okay.
you know what? Candles are just like so peaceful, and like whenever you're having a bad day, you can just burn a candle and then, write a song, and it's always just a peaceful thing to have around.
Oh yeah, I got some friends of mine who actually have a candle class in the area. You can make very cool, smelly candle. I like the coffee candle myself. I love coffee.
Oh, that's cool.
They're called the wax artist. So you look them up, and you could they have their little couple has their own little candle shop over in Silverdale. They're really really cool people.
Got it. I will check them out.
And finally, the last question of the before we get going, the meat and potatoes of the conversation. You can fly anywhere in the world, pack your bags, sing on stage with your dream bands. You and it's say 3 others on stage anywhere in the world. I could be living or dead, but anybody you want to be on stage with. Who are you going? I have a funny feeling. I know part of your answer is going to be. I
Mm,
read about you a little bit.
I would say for a place, I guess I would say Radio City Music Hall in New York City. But I think the people are more important for me. I would definitely want to perform with Kiss because, I mean, they've been my all-time favorite band forever, and their energy is insane, and I just think if I'm up there playing with them, I would go absolutely insane.
You've met them too, right?
No, sadly, I wish.
Oh, been to a concert though, right?
Oh, yeah, the 2.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Maybe listeners out there who might not know who you are, would you give a little brief bio about yourself?
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I'm Francesca Tarantino. I'm a singer, songwriter, musician. I play guitar, I sing, and I really love to rock. I love all types of music, but I specifically love, like classic rock and things like that. Like I mentioned, my favorite band is Kiss. Um, I was kind of singing my whole life. And I got my start in musical theater, but after a few years of that, I realized I wanted to get back to, like that rock sound. And so I started going into the artistry stuff, and maybe I've been playing maybe rhythm guitar for about 2 or 3 years. And then I started learning lead guitar maybe like a year and a half ago, 2 years, something like that, which is really fun because I can play all these cool leads. I might not be the best at them, but like they're just so fun to play and learn. I love music. I'm really happy that I get to do what I do, meet cool people, get on cool podcasts like this, and yeah.
You're a youngin. How old are you?
I'm 15.
15 years old. That's crazy. And I was reading about you that you got your first taste of stage work around what, second grade? Is
Yes,
that correct?
yes, a talent show in second grade, and I did Rock and Roll Night and Party Every Day by Kiss, and that is when I realized, oh, I want to do this the rest of my life.
A little bit later, you moved down to Florida, which gave you some additional opportunities in acting and singing and doing music,
Mhm.
music theater. Were you nervous ever when you walked on stage? You were like, no, no, I got this. This is me.
Oh my gosh, yes. When I was younger, I actually had insane stage fright. I wouldn't even sing in front of my parents. Like it was pretty bad. But maybe in 4th grade, I got my first singing coach, and she helped me so much with stage fright and just being, like worried about what other people think of me. She actually made me write down like little affirmations and put them on my mirror, and I would have to say them to myself every day. And for some reason that really helped. And I definitely do still get nervous when I'm about to go on stage or do anything really, but then I just remember I'm doing what I love, so honestly, it doesn't matter that much.
And who was this teacher? Do you remember her name?
No.
I'll give her some props too for her.
Say it one more time, you broke off.
What, do you remember the teacher's name?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
What kind of additional tips did she give you of being a better singer? Was it kind of using your diaphragm, or just kind of, like you said, don't think what other people think, just be you?
She helped me a lot with that stuff, and then she also taught me a lot about like the science behind vocals and like how your throat works, which I thought was really fascinating. She was the first person who really told me to sing for my diaphragm, which I never even knew that was a thing until I met her. Oh, actually, her name is Shannon Robinson, and she was amazing for me. She helped me so much, and she taught me a lot of things like that.
You've been in a lot of musicals and performances, not only in school but outside of school. During that time, you were getting more and more involved in the musical aspect. What really made you want to be more of a singer than an actress or actor?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't really know. Just when I was on stage doing, a musical theater performance, I guess I just kind of got old of it, like I was just singing all these songs that were like always belting, and they weren't really fun. They weren't like these cool rock songs like, I don't know, Stairway to Heaven or like any Led Zeppelin songs or Kiss songs, and it wasn't that cool to me anymore. And I think I just kind of grew out of it, and I realized I want to get to the cooler stuff, in my opinion.
But receiving not only encouragement along the way, you receive support from your friends, your family, and pursue. Is this your dream to be a musician? This is what you want to do, and just gonna all in for it.
Yes, for sure. This is what I want to do the rest of my life.
If there was a microphone around you, what type of a person would you always want to be singing? Is it always just like singing Kiss songs, or just I gotta sing something when you see a microphone.
Say what artist would I sing? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, yes. Anyone pick off your top of your head, or just you love singing? Period. Doesn't
Oh,
matter who.
that is hard. It honestly really doesn't matter who, and it's probably just gonna be whatever song comes to my head first. But just anything I can think of. But I guess probably a lot of Kiss songs come to my head first. But others like I don't know, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin. I do also like people in my generation like The Weeknd, Post Malone.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, people like that.
You sang the national anthem too, and I had another musician on. She's singing as well. Is that how hard is that song to sing?
Oh geez, it's really hard, and not because of like the technical side, but just because of how emotional it makes me.
Hmm.
When I started singing, I would actually start crying when singing the song. Um, Now I don't really anymore unless I really get into it, but it's just a really emotional song, and I mean, I have to honor, what it's about, and it's. Some people think it's just hard to sing technically, but honestly, that's not really the hard part about it.
I'm playing one of your songs in this podcast today called "Tragedy." Would you mind sharing a little bit about that song?
Yeah, of course. This is my second song that I released. It's called Tragedy, and it's a little bit sadder than My Runaway. And when I wrote this song, I was going through a really tough time of losing my dog, and I was really, really sad. And so when I was going through this, I was like, other people have probably been through this same situation. Maybe not with a dog, but like losing somebody or losing something and, being really sad and all the emotions. So I was like, okay, let's write something. And so I was writing it all out and trying to throw in all the emotions into one song. Um and I kind of had like this little melody sort of ordeal. And then I went to my producer, Mike Walker, and I just hummed it to him. I told him the lyrics, and he was like, all right. And he worked his magic. He just started playing some chords, and it just came together just like that. Um, but soon I'm going to be doing an acoustic version of Tragedy. It's going to be, slower, sadder, really emotional. So keep an eye out for that as well.
Okay. Have you done any videos with your music, or just strictly songs?
No videos yet. I'm looking to do some music videos soon because I think that would be so cool. I do have a lyric video out for Tragedy, but that's the closest I've gotten.
Okay. And being in school, how hard is it balancing? Let's see, schoolwork, your schedule, singing performances. Is that difficult?
Phew, very. I get this question a lot, and it is very hard. Actually, this week I'm in midterms at school, and it is terrible balancing out everything. I mean, trying to find the time to study while doing other assignments and balancing music all at the same time, actually crazy. But I do go to school half time, so I only take 4 core classes, which is really helpful. I get to leave school at like 11 sometimes, and it's super helpful. I can go home, practice guitar, practice vocals, write some music. But it is really hard sometimes, but it's kind of the fun in it, to be honest, because sometimes, the challenge is what makes it fun, but it is a little hard sometimes.
You're now with DME, the Dreamwalker Music Evolution. Can you share a little bit about that and how that came to be?
Yeah, of course. I don't really remember how my mom stumbled across them. I think one of her friends or one of my friends told us about them. And then we went to like a little meet and greet sort of ordeal with them. And so we talked about what I want to do. And I took a look at their studio and I was like, oh my God, I need to go here. He had like guitars all over the wall and he was just the coolest guy ever. And I enrolled in their artist development program. And so basically, I learned how to perform, how to write music, how to sing, how to play guitar, kind of learning how to produce my own stuff in a way, and all sort of things like that. And it is so much fun going there, and I progressed so much because of them.
The artist development program that really help you progress in becoming a better singer.
Oh yeah, it really helped me discover who I wanted to be as an artist because, I mean, before them, I was still in like my musical theater sort of era, I guess. And it was really hard trying to figure out what I wanted to be. Obviously, I wanted to do something with rock, but also it's hard because everybody in my generation, doesn't like that sort of stuff. So, but then I realized, you know what? I'm gonna bring this stuff back. So it helped me decide what I wanted to do.
You promote yourself on social media a lot, and you kind of, I'm assuming you share your clips and your songs and whatnot. How hard is that promoting yourself?
Sometimes it can be very hard because sometimes the most random videos will get attention, and then the videos you actually want to get attention won't get attention, like your original songs or like this really cool cover you did. And sometimes it's hard trying to find the time to, record stuff and be active on there and answer everybody. And I try to answer everybody as much as I can. I try being, real and authentic. And it's especially hard because a lot of people on social media aren't authentic. So it's
Mhm.
hard to like, balance and keep away from, turning fake and other things like that. But it's still loads of fun because I get to meet so many new people.
I talked to a good number of musicians, and most of the time they write songs about life experiences, challenges they face, they persevered. You're a young musician who really hasn't faced a lot of challenges. Is that correct? I mean, how hard is it to write personal songs that you're 15?
Mm-hmm. I get this. People have asked me this like all the time because it honestly doesn't make sense sometimes how I'm writing, a song about losing somebody and people are like crying over it and I'm 15, and it does sound a little weird now that I think about it. But honestly, some of the things that I write about, I actually have been through, and then others I just try to not make stories, but get stories from maybe my friends that they've told me, or like maybe a scenario I came up with because I watched a movie or I saw this thing or something, and then I write about it. But the two songs I have released right now are actually two situations I've been in, which are real. Um, and sometimes it's hard trying to come up with topics or stories that I want to write about. But what I think when I'm listening to a song, I'm always like, wow, this is so good because I can really relate to it. So that's what I think like makes a good song, it being relatable. So I always try to keep that in mind when I'm writing stuff.
It's kind of like writing poetry too. A lot of people write poetry just from the heart. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's like singing a song, writing a song. It's from the heart.
Yep.
It's what you feel you put on paper, and I would guess that'd be how your emotion and how you're so heartfelt. It comes from the heart, not just scripted.
Yep, exactly. This is why I love English class so much because I write so much and it just helps a lot.
When you write a song, is there a particular a rhythm or a beat or a line or a chorus that you kind of piece together to make your own unique song?
Well, kind of depends. People always ask me like what comes first when I write a song, and honestly, some people have a specific like order, like maybe the melody first or the chorus first, so you get like, a good hook. But for me, it's just whatever pops in my mind first. If I come up really with a really good melody, okay, I'll record that first. But if I come up with really good lyrics, I'll write the whole song first or something like that. But I just try to let the music kind of take me wherever it wants to go instead of, like forcing it, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you recall the very first time you walked in a recording booth? Share about that experience a little bit.
Whew. God, I remember that. It was actually at DME. And I just walked in and oh my God, it was so funny. I walk in and I'm like, whoa. And so then he closes like the sliding door. And then basically the room has a bunch of these canvases in it, which basically block out all the sound. So if you clapped, there would be like no echo, no nothing. And so I would try to talk to him through the glass and he can't hear a word I'm saying and I can't hear a word he's saying, and it was just like the coolest experience ever. And then I actually started to sing into the microphone and I was like, whoa, this is insane. I can't believe I'm going to be able to do this the rest of my life.
How much do you love playing live? I mean, do you bring out your inner kids and just rock it out on stage?
Exactly. Sometimes I do get like too nervous and sometimes I'll be a little like stiff on stage, but I try my best and it's just fun. I love gigging out. I love going to, restaurants, and when the bar like sings along with me and all the people are eating and they're looking up at me singing and then they start clapping along. Oh, okay. Sorry. Where did I stop for you?
Clapping.
Oh, sorry. It's always fun when like I hear like people in the audience clapping and things like that. But I love gigging out. It's probably one of the most fun things about being a musician because just the look on people's faces, how happy it makes them, and then it just makes me like 10 times happier. It's so fun.
What do you believe really sets you apart from other musicians? Is it your variety of songs, or maybe the songs you sing by cover? You do covers for other amazing artists like Adele and Kiss, and what's it like when you're singing those songs by those artists?
Well, I think it's really the like variety of things that I play, because I don't think when a 15-year-old girl is going out to this gig with her guitar, you expect her to pull out her looper and play the whole solo of Hotel California, but I do it anyway. Um but then I also play like Taylor Swift and like all these other popular artists. Um but it's so much fun doing like the songs like Hotel California, any Kiss songs, things like that, because nobody really expects that. And so while I'm playing it, I'll look out into the audience and I'll see everyone like, oh my gosh, I did not think she was gonna play this song. And it's always just so fun to see people's reactions.
After your shows, you're meeting people of all ages, I'm sure, old and young, and signing autographs, I'm sure. How surreal is that for you that you're signing an autograph for someone who just came to hear you sing?
Honestly, it is kind of the best feeling in the world. Just knowing that they appreciated the music I played so much that they asked for like my autograph or like a photo or even anything, if they give me a hug. Like it just means the world to me, because it just shows that I'm making them happy, and it just kind of pushes me to keep going. But it's always so much fun after a gig meeting all the people in the audience. That's probably the best part about gigging, just meeting so many new people.
Who has really encouraged you along the way? Have you ever felt down? You're like, I'm not meant to do this, or you ever get support from family and friends going, no, no, you got this, girl, you go.
It's always my friends and family. They're always there for me. Sometimes I'll get like not really insecure, but I'll get like down in the dumps about what I'm doing, and I'm like, "You know what? I feel like people don't appreciate what I'm doing. I'm not working hard enough." And my parents and my friends are always there, and they're like, "Do you see what you've done? Like you just got to keep pushing. You're doing amazing." And they just tell me all these amazing things. They're always there, push me when I'm having a bad day.
I truly believe each and every one of us have a story we faced or adversity we faced. And then even some small stuff kind of gets in our way. Have you faced this like small things? You're like, no, this is okay. I can keep going. I can, maybe your throat's sore, your hard time singing, something like that. You kind of push through that with some adversity.
Well, one time actually I was out at a gig. And so this is actually kind of a funny story. And so I was playing on my electric guitar. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. My phone like mega glitched. Anyway, but I was out at a gig and I was playing a song on my electric guitar, and my guitar strap just completely fell off and my guitar went with it straight to the ground. Luckily I caught it, but it was one of the scariest moments in my life. And it was mid song and I just got so discouraged, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. What do I even do? Do I tell them what happened, or do I like pick it up and keep going? Like what do I do?" And I got
Mhm.
so scared. And I just looked at my dad out in the audience and he was laughing, and then he made me laugh. And it was honestly just a funny experience after that. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shake it off. I'm gonna keep going. And minor like mishaps like that, they really discourage me at sometimes. But then like a week later I'll look back at it and I'll be like, oh my God, that was the funniest thing I've ever done.
Uh, I saw that you're nominated for some awards. You won some awards. You won the 2023 Female Artist of the Year with Music Mafia Radio. How cool is that to get, first of all, nominated, and second, to win an award?
Oh my gosh. I was, oh my gosh. The whole experience while listening to
Are you crying now?
no, no, no. But listening to that show and the nominations and everything that was going on, I was listening to the previous people who won in the previous years, and I was like, "Oh, all these people on here are country, and they're like older than me. There's no way I'm getting this. I only have two songs released." And then he goes, "All right, female artist of the year, Francesca Tarantino." And I go, "Oh my God." And it was just the coolest experience ever. And I was just honestly baffled. And then I hear my song My Runaway playing, and I was just absolutely speechless. And I was so, so, so grateful. And it was the coolest thing that has ever happened.
Painting yourself.
Yeah, a little. Nah.
I'm from Arkansas, though. Some of my words are, I'm in Washington State, but yeah, I'm so part. part Southern.
No worries.
Would you mind sharing how people can follow you and your musical journey? You have a website at all? People can follow you and more about you.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I'm mainly on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. All my usernames on there, I believe, are at Francesca T Music. Some people say Francis Cat Music for some reason, but Francesca T Music, whatever works for you. I post on there regularly. And if you click the links in my bio, it will bring you to my music and also just other things I'm doing, like gigs, if anyone's ever close and wants to come on out.
Would you mind sharing a little bit of some encouraging words for a musician out there, or anyone out there, really? You're 15 years old. You have an amazing story. You love music. I'm sure there's some kids out there, maybe adults out there even, who are kind of debating their ability to say write or sing or whatever it could be. Can you share a little bit of some encouraging words for someone today?
Yeah, of course. Honestly, the biggest thing I can say is just be you and have fun. Because if you're not having fun when you're doing something, it's probably not something you should be doing. And the main thing is what makes you happy. At the moment, it doesn't really matter if it makes other people happy, but if it makes you happy, then that's really the only thing you should be worrying about. Don't get discouraged by other people out there. There are a lot of fakes, there are a lot of phonies, there are a lot of rude people who think they know something that they don't. And you just got to keep pushing no matter what. Just be you, be authentic, and have so much fun when you're doing what you're
Thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it. Wishing you the best this holiday season. I said this episode will air the very first Wednesday of 2024. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you too. Bye bye.
This is Steve Howard and Annie O'Neill down the line.
Well, there you go, baby, doing me wrong again. You got a way of hurting me, you're gonna kill me in the end. That silver tongue is tarnished,
we are here in 2024. As you blinked, 2023 just flew by. It's crazy how fast time flies, especially when you're getting older. Got me thinking, so many people out there will be starting New Year's resolutions. Could be working out, riding bicycles, walking, exercising, eating better. Could be a number of things. Some folks will fade away after a couple of months. Others maybe 6 months. And some maybe are persistent enough and consistent enough to do it all year. But it got me thinking about resolutions. And for me, I'm going to try to do my best to be an encourager, to inspire others, to give back to the community. It's very difficult though, because I work a full-time job, I own a toy store, and I podcast. And I mentioned it a few times before on social media, I would love to do this podcast stuff full-time. And I love meeting people and hearing their story of who's encouraged them, who's inspired them. But eventually I want to have that opportunity where I'm looking at people's faces and doing video podcasts and really having some heartfelt conversations. I do my best with the platform I use. A lot goes into a podcast. As I research guests, as I read about them, and I believe I have some really unique questions. And it's really fun talking with people. Years ago, when I was a kid, growing up, I had I won't say a speaking problem. I just spoke too fast. Almost like a machine gun. I grew up in Arkansas, and I don't know what it was, but I just rambled a lot and mumbled a lot. And the more and more I've been doing this, getting more experience in interviews and talking with people, I feel as if I've definitely not mastered it, but I feel I'm getting better. And I want to challenge you that whatever you're going through, whatever you're thinking you can or can't do something, you can do it. Sometimes you got to put your mind to it and focus on it and be consistent on it, but you can do it. So this year, 2024, make some reachable, attainable resolutions. Make some resolutions that could be impactful in not only for yourself, but for others. I recently saw a video on TikTok where a family gave their kids about $200. 6 or 8, 10 kids, what it was, and they said the one thing you can't spend on yourself. You go out and you buy things for other people. It was awesome seeing these kids buying things for homeless, hygiene packs, toothbrushes, combs, shampoos, and one of the siblings brought water and snacks for fire departments and police departments. How cool is that? I want to challenge you. Put 10, 20 bucks aside each month. And around November, December time frame, purchase it, buy things for someone in your area. Maybe some veterans. Maybe it's some people who are on the streets or homeless. Pray about it. See where God leads you to help in your community. And you never know the impact that might make in someone's life. And don't do it for the glory. Don't do it for the I did this. Do it because your heart says so. I love the verse in 1 Thessalonians 5:11 where it says, encourage one another and lift each other up. Doesn't say you got to be a worker or you're homeless. Doesn't say you got to have 4 jobs or 2. Doesn't say any of that. It says encourage one another and lift each other up. Pretty simple. This podcast is about encouraging others, sharing positivity, and just hearing their stories. I'm so thankful for the many people who have graced this podcast and meeting people, sharing music with artists from all over the world. And I hope I can able to continue it, grow it, and just impact someone's life. If I can encourage just one person who listens to an episode, that is what it's all about. So thank you so much for being part of this podcast. If you haven't subscribed or followed, please do so. I appreciate each and every person who has listened to, who has commented on, who has encouraged me during this process. This is 3 seasons of podcasting, and something that I just wasn't sure about doing, I absolutely love doing. So thank you so much for being part of the Chit and Chat, encouraging one another family.
This is the long and short of it. Just one moon.
It hangs in the night like a big old crystal ball, and sooner or later its light shines on us all. There must be a billion hearts out there. How does it know which ones to choose? There's so many lovers and just one moon. It can move an ocean. It's been known to turn the tide. It can stir so much emotion. Its magic mystifies. Where did it find the time for us? With all it has to do, there's so many lovers and just one moon. It circles the whole wide world from China to Peru. Ain't it amazing how it found me and you? When there's so many lovers and just one moon. Oh, there's so many lovers and just one moon. just one look. No, 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 no. So many lovers and just one look.
When I say donuts, what comes to mind? Those donuts sitting on a shelf for a week and a half, small and wrinkly. No, 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 no. Lone Star Donuts are Texas-style donuts. But you know what? We're in Washington State, and there's 3 locations with nearly 50 flavors. Silverdale, Washington, at 360-204-5021. Port Orchard, Washington, 360-443-2600. And in Poulsbo, Washington, 360-626-1164. And I said nearly 50 flavors of donuts and kolaches. Ever had one? So you might get one. They're delicious. They're Texas-style donuts, so they're huge, homemade, locally owned and operated business. Great tasting donuts. Get some today. For you, for your friends, your family, for your co-workers. Lone Star Donuts. Great tasting donuts around. And you know what? You can't buy happiness, but you can buy donuts. That's pretty much close to the same thing, right? Lone Star Donuts in Kitsap County. Silverdale, Port Orchard, and Poulsbo. Check them out today. Nineteenth Hole and Bar and Grill at 2171 Erlands Point Road in Bremerton. Are you looking for a place to wind down for some nice cold beverages, some amazing food, and amazing customer service as well? Come on down to 19th Hole Bar and Grill. It's a great atmosphere where you can hang out with family and friends and maybe co-workers as well. Come on down. Did you know it's one of the oldest bars in Kitsap County, dating back to 1939, and the menu is to die for. Every week, every day, something special. Like Sundays and Mondays, steak night, Tuesdays, Taco Tuesday, Wednesday, wing night, and Fridays are always fish and chips night with amazing halibut and cod. I also got burgers, sandwiches, salads, and much, much more. And you've got a banquet room for bigger gatherings of friends and families for like birthday parties and whatever shindig you got. Did you know they are rated #1 bar and grill and the best of Kitsap County in 2022 and 2023? They're locally owned and operated. Maybe if you're too busy to stop in, place your order today. Call 360-813-3501 or go to the website at 19thholebarngrill.com today. Their hours are 11 to 11 Monday through Friday and 8 to 11 Saturday and Sunday. This is 19th Hole Bar and Grill in Bremerton. Eat local, eat well. One of the groups I absolutely love having on and love their music, it just takes me back to an era way before my time, is Sunday and Mr. Gessel. Here is Last Night Was the Last Time. Enjoy.
Last night was the last time that you get to leave me. Last night was the last time we ever danced. The thrill of moonlight got me thinking that you might stay here with me forever. Oh, how wrong was I? Last night was the last time that you get to hold me. I wish you'd have told me right from the start you'd break
When we transported back in time to, say, the 1950s, as soon as you arrive at the Big Apple Diner, you'll be transported back in time. Their decor is amazing. Their menu is amazing too, with breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Try something different each time you go. I've had the penny pincher combo, which is a combination of quarter pounder with cheese, french fries, and a milkshake or drink for $9.99. Where can you find a meal for $9.99? And they have over 30 flavors of milkshakes. You can literally have a milkshake a day and never get enough of the milkshakes, pies, and sundaes at the Big Apple Diner. Dine in or take out, so you can check them out. They're located at 6720 Kitsap Way in Bremerton, and their hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and they're closed on Mondays. Swing by and check them out. The Big Apple Diner. The website is thebigapplediner.com, and you can call and place your order today at 360-373-8342. Eat well, eat local, eat at the Big Apple Diner in Bremerton. What do you get when you combine a brick oven, some homemade sauces, hand-breaded JoJo's, hand-breaded chicken, homemade dough, all in one place? You will find some of the best tasting food in Kitsap County. I'm talking about Chico Chicken and Pizza. Their menu ranges from all kinds of pizzas and specialty subs. They have some really good chicken meal deals for the family and great tasting sides. And their chicken is not your normal run the chicken. No. They don't throw the chicken in some fryer and call it good. Their chicken is brined, breaded, pressure fried, and prepared in a classic brine. They season it to perfection. Then they pressure fry it to a delicious golden brown to deliver the best tasting chicken in town. Some of the great sides they have are baked macaroni and cheese, with JoJo's like bacon and cheddar and garlic and parmesan, as well as baked beans and potato salad. Everything is made with the freshest ingredients every day. They are locally owned and operated, so why not give Chico Chicken and Pizza a call today and place your order at 360-550-4041 or their website at chicochickenandpizza.com. They are also located at 2165 Erlands Point Road in Bremerton, and they're open from noon to 10 p.m. every day. That's Chico Chicken and Pizza. Eat well, eat local. Throughout the year, this podcast will be sharing daily dates from the National Day calendar. I won't hit every day because there's multiple ones every day, but I'll pick out one per day and share with you. So this is from January the 3rd through the 9th for this podcast. January 3rd, we have Chocolate-Covered Cherry Day. My father-in-law, Bill Slater, loved chocolate-covered cherries, and I may have to reach out and eat one on January 3rd, just to remember and the great times we had and we shared together. January 4th, my family is a huge day of this. We love spaghetti. January 4th is Spaghetti Day. I'm not quite sure what January 5th is. It's Bird Day. I don't know if you go watch them or you cook a bird. I'm not sure. So, happy Bird Day on January 5th. January 6th has me a little confused because a couple of dates. It's Play Outside Day and Technology Day. They couldn't have picked different days for that? Just curious. January 7th is Bobblehead Day. January 8th is Clean Out Your Desk Day. And January 9th is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. I am very appreciative of our law enforcement, counties, sheriff's departments, police departments, and all they do, they go above and beyond, praying for them and their families this year as they protect us and our communities. Also, I want to share a quote today by Winston Churchill. He says, "You will never reach your destination If you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks, hey, it's encouragement, right? Just sharing some encouragement with you today here on this podcast. Thank you so much for being part of the Chit Chat Encouraging One Love podcast. Today we have some great music at Find You with Francesca Tarantino. Her website is francescamusic.com and Spotify. We had a great song by Steve Alman and Annie O'Neill, Moving Down the Line. You can find Steve's music on Spotify as well. With Sunday Mr. Gessel, Last Night Was Last Time, and their website is Sunday and MrGessel.com. And we had the long and short of it, they're an Australian band, and I have them scheduled for an interview on the podcast, and I played their song Just One Moon. Their website is longandshortofit.com.au. Let's say they're an Australian group. We're going to share a Bible verse as well. This is an encouraging podcast, and we're going with Matthew 11:28 through 30. Come to me, all who are labor and heavy burden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart. You'll find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. We are all nonstop. Go, go, go. And we need to find rest. We need to go to the Bible and ask God to help us when we're going through struggling times, hard times. This podcast is about encouraging others and sharing positivity. So thank you so much for being part of it. Please subscribe and follow. My website is at chitandchatpodcast.com. And you can find us on a lot of platforms. We're on YouTube now with the podcast on there as well. And I'm excited for 24 the year, and new things coming up and new ideas I'm working with. And thank you so much. You are the reason I do this, to encourage you, encourage those around the world. If you're hearing this podcast or wherever you're at around the world, shoot me a message or something. I'd love to know where I'm being heard at. It'd be awesome to see and hear. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day. This is Chit Chat, the encouraging One Love podcast. It's always about encouraging others.
This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging One Another podcast. It's always about encouraging others.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.